What's up, everybody? It's Josh here, and I'm not totally sure what we're going to film today, but I can tell you we're going to be taking the M3, or at least if I say we, I mean I'm going to be taking the M3 down, the M3. I'm going to be taking the M3 down to Dominion Raceway this coming Thursday for a Track Night in America event, and this is cool because it's an afternoon session. Anyway, there's a couple things I want to get done to the M3 before going. One thing I absolutely have to do, and that's bleeding the brakes. I got a buddy of mine that should be helping out with that a little bit later, but there's a couple other things I'd also like to get done, and we're going to see if we can't knock those out. So I want to take you on a little tour. So I'm going to show you what those things are. First off, we have the Trackspec hood vent, and the reason for that is because with my particular car being SMG, when it gets over, say, 90 degrees or so, it just doesn't want to go into gear and I have problems. Unfortunately, it looks like this Thursday is going to be in that 90-degree range, and I'm hoping I don't have issues. So this is a center hood vent, and as you can see, that's slotted, angled, and I'm planning to put it on the hood. I was not exactly sure where to put it, but the deal is you really want to place it back as far as possible right behind the radiator, so that way it can extract that heat through and up and out. They also have side vents. That would be ideal, but at least for now, this should help reduce underhood temperatures a lot. We're now looking at the center line, or the back portion of the vent being right around here, right? So that should put us right over top of the edge of the radiator, which is right here, and give us that outward vent that we want. If we pull it forward any more than this, we're going to be right over top of this intake duct, and that's not really going to help us much. We're going to be right here, I think, with that center line portion. So I think that's really optimal, right? So kind of up on that center bulge. This is really a rudimentary way of doing this, but I think we're good to go in that position. So I'm going to go ahead and, using this template, just mark out the other cuts that we want. And just to show the template one more time, it's actually not 6.5. Sorry, my bad, guys. It is 5.5. So don't let me steer you wrong. But yeah, 5.5 inches up. Okay. I think we're going to do this. Talk about nerves, guys. Here we go. I think I'm going to start with this vertical cut first, and then we'll work on the sides. So, all right. Oh, I just realized I didn't have audio. But you notice my cutoff wheel is almost gone, so I'm going to have to change this one out. Come on, is it going to focus? Yeah, I'm going to have to change this one out with another one, so let me take care of that. Here's one that's slightly used versus the one that I just went through. So, I don't know the brand cutoff wheel, but yeah, you can definitely see how it just uses that material up. All right, let me swap them over and keep on going. All right, swapped, ready to roll. I've been doing is just kind of going back and forth to get a little groove. I think it puts less wear on the Dremel bit, and then once it goes through, it's thinner, so then I can cut, and it goes quicker. So, all right, on to the tops. Now, at some point up here, there are welds underneath the hood. Not sure if I'm going to run into issues with those going across. I suspect I will, but let's see how it goes. Actually, I'm going to clean up this one first, and then we'll work across the top. Guys, it is a good thing that I have more of these. It's going to focus, hopefully. Yeah. I should have a good amount in here, so I should be all set. Definitely coming into contact with something at the bottom there. Let me finish off this top one with a fresh Dremel. We'll pop up the hood and see where we're at and what's left to go. All right, I guess we're gonna pop the hood now and see what it looks like from the underside. There we go. Okay. Huh. All right, so what we can definitely see is that we are going to have to deal with these portions here. Actually, you can see through I can see through this hole here. We're gonna have to cut a good portion of this out. Okay, well, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, but this should be ideal in the end, hopefully. And just kind of eyeballing where it's gonna come down. It's a little bit too close to tell, too early to tell. Can you still see that? There we go. Well, looks like it should be in an ideal position. So, let's go through some more Dremels. I guess we're still good with this one. Yeah, maybe focus. Yeah, okay. Matter of fact, let me grab this template again, and if we look at the way that this goes around here, I think we can just make a straight line. Yeah, straight line across, and try to get this piece out. All right, so we're just going to do that. We're just going to connect the corners there and see what needs to be done to get the rest of it out. All right, guys, let's take another look. So the side, there's firmness underneath of there. I think this is one of the weld areas. This is all pretty, there's some firmness here, firmness here. This is all loose. So we'll see what we can do. I'm wondering if I can just kind of wiggle it and pop it loose. I guess we'll just lift up the hood and see what we see from, I guess I'll just lift up the hood and see what we see from there. All right, so it does look like we're gonna have to deal with these. Actually, it looks like this just popped off. Maybe, I wonder if I can do the same thing with these other ones. So they look like they might just kind of peel back. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm gonna, can I lift this one up? This is metal, and I have a thing for cutting myself, so I'm gonna think this through a little more. Put this on a little stand, and we'll take you guys with me. All right, so if I lift up here, oh, look at that. Okay, well, as far as positioning and placement goes, hey, look, peels right off. Okay, so this is like, yeah, this is like a glue. That doesn't look like it's going to be that bad. Okay, well, down with one. Let's see if the other one is, if I'm as lucky with this one. I guess I can just kind of pull up a little bit. Right here, popping. Hey, look at that. Not bad. Okay. Let's reevaluate. Clearly I'm going to have to make some more cuts around here. I think I can angle the Dremel on the inside to clean this up a bit, but hey, we're getting there. I can't help myself, so I want to grab this now, and we're going to set it in place. You ready? All right, let me make sure I'm zoomed out on this, and does it fit in? Hey, we're close. We're so close. Getting there. We are getting there. It's gonna look silly. I'm just gonna have to bend these down. That's gonna be the interesting thing. Well, I got a heat gun. I think we can shape the metal to the form that we need. So it should be good. I think I'm definitely gonna have to cut this angle more. I'm probably good there. This is rounded. That looks good. This should probably be good, but I'm definitely gonna have to cut this more square. So actually what I'm going to do is take my handy dandy trusty Sharpie and just make a little mark here and here and here and here, and we'll finish cutting that. Might also have to do a little bit more around there. We'll see. We will see. But I think I'm definitely going to need I'm going to want to cut that once more. So I'm going to do that. All right, time for the next scary part. I think we're good as far as fitment goes. So I went ahead and lined up our template, and I've already kind of poked 2 little holes underneath as to where it's going to go. I just started off with the center. So now I'm going to use a small bit and find my hole. I believe it's this one here and that one there, and we're just going to drill down into it. I'm starting off small, and then I'm going to go with a bigger bit after this one goes through. So with the rivets, you want to make sure that you have as tight of a hole as possible. So here we go again. All right. Yeah, so we'll line up the template again, get the rest of the holes marked, and then we'll increase our bit size a little bit so that it is the same size as our supplied rivets. I think we're ready to start our first rivet. I'm doing this one-handed, and the instructions say to push down on the top with the rivet gun, and then at the bottom I have to put in a washer that helps distribute the load. It's gonna be tricky because I can barely reach it, and I think I'm going to need, I might need 2 hands for this. And I think maybe this is why they say try to do it off of the car. In any case, I push the rivet down hard, and squeeze. See if we try this again. Push it down and squeeze. Push it down. Like that. Hey, okay. I think we're good. Okay, guys. Center rivets are in place. Now, if you look closely, you can see the gap here in between the lower level layer of the hood, the skin of the hood, the top skin, and then the louvers, the vent kit on top. This is probably a better, you might be able to see it better here. So I think what I'm going to do is start with the front, because I think that's going to allow me to, well, I just think I should start with the front, and then I'll see what I can do about heating up the back portion of this with a heat gun to see if it can't better follow the contour of the hood. So if I try to zoom in here, you can see I should be able to do the fronts and get that to lay flush, no problem. It's the back here, like especially right back there, where I'd like it to follow the bulge, the power bulge of the hood a little bit more. So we'll see what we can do about that. I did bend these a little bit, but I think to start, I'm just going to start with the next ones on the center, work my way out, and then I'll get to bending these outwards at the end last, right? So yeah, I just threw down some extra tape down here as I drill through the holes. I'll remove the tape and then put in the rivets. So that's what's up. All right, I feel like I'm giving you guys just updates along the way. Latest update. Went ahead and cut around the upside there on each corner. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, I would just go ahead and follow the inside of this all the way up. Just start at the corner there and follow it all the way up and all the way around, almost touching this, right? All the way over and back down, and you'll pretty much be set. For the back part here, there's a couple rivets that are right behind or over top of where this kind of padding is. The kit did include a couple of the, wait, where'd the package go? Down here. Okay, so the kit did include a couple of the rivets that are longer. I don't know if you can see, like this one here is longer than the others. I think that it will push itself between these two layers. So I'm going to try to sandwich that one in here and maybe in here. Hopefully I have 4 of them. I think that will work out perfectly if I do. But in any case, going on to the last ones on the front, these top corners already drilled. Just need to throw the rivets in there and go. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, guys, we are on the last, finally, last one. I used a little bit of tape on the other side, underside, to get the washer to stay in place. I have already started seating this down, so I think I'm just maybe a couple more squeezes away from this being a wrap. I can feel it. It's got to be only, come on, one or two more. That's it. That's it. All right, let me pull this one more time and there we go. Oh. All right. So you can see that I just held this washer in place here with some tape, because you're supposed to reach from the underside of it and push it up while you are using the rivet gun. But you know, running solo, that's tough to do. So I had to use the long ones. I used the long ones after all for this one here, not the middle one, the next one over, and the end one. All of the other ones were the short rivets, and I tried to get a little bit of a contour going, and hopefully you guys can see this with the hood. So it does curve just a little bit. I really should probably take some paint and paint in that area there, but this is where we are at. Next thing, I think I got to take the car out of the garage and hose it down, because there's a lot of metal all over the car. But it's on, we're done. This took a little bit longer than I had expected. The good news is you can do it by yourself. You just got to take some time. Yeah, I'm going to pull this thing out of the garage, hose it down, and maybe we'll get to the front wheel studs tonight. Who knows? But at least the vent's in. Hopefully this should help with cooling a lot. And, you know, I'm glad that's done. I also think it makes the car look pretty good. Kind of mean, so. All right, guys. If this is all for today, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps anybody that's considering doing the hood vent install themselves. So thanks for catching. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Catch you guys later.